Machiavellian is Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot it. Feel me? And God said he said,
only Gab can do it like this.
Ego trip, ego trip, ego trip, ego trip, ego trip, ego tripping down the fucking stairs with a good trip.
I got a problem with this hard shit. Ever since me, myself, and I, y'all been gone. I'ma keep it real, show you how it feels to ride. Y'all went 3 feet and stop rising. All you old rappers trying to advance, it's all over now. Take it like a man. Niggas looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick, trying to play a hate on my shit to eat a fat dick.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building. Let's jump into it, shall we? Remember when De La Soul had like an anti-message for like gangster rap or like rap that like promoted materialism all in their videos? They had a socially conscious message, De La Soul. They was more to like free, hippie, do your own thing, be your own man type of shit. Well, the video Ego Trip made fun of Tupac's I Get Around video. Now, Tupac would later confront De La Soul, and they tried to say they wasn't talking about Tupac, yada, yada, yada. But anybody with a good set of eyes, and my shit is 2020, I knew what was popping when I first saw it. You know, you had the guy pulling up to his friend's mansion, and, you know, his girl's in the tub with him, and the guy got the gold chain on, and he flexing, and women dancing around all in the pool. It was just, you know, it was a parody of I Get Around. Now, I Get Around was a fun video. I used to love that video. It looked like they had a hell of a time on the set. I actually got to talk to a few people that was there. Shout outs to Mouse Man, shout outs to Money B. And they told me just that. The video shoot was electric. But something about the message it was conveying didn't sit well with De La Soul. And Tupac knew it. You know, De La Soul was into baggy jeans and book bags and shit like that. Pac was into blunts. I'm sure De La was into blunts too, but Pac was into the finer things in life. Groupies, models, fun, partying. You know, and I'm sure De La did a little bit of that too. They didn't just glorify it in that music. But, you know, that was just one side of Tupac. Tupac had a lot of social messages, and his music had substance. But for some reason, this was the side that De La took offense to. But Pac was smart. Pac didn't take anything lightly. He didn't let anybody just say what they wanted to say or depict what they wanted to depict about him without him saying anything back. So he gave him a nice, nice beat down on Against All Odds. And, later on you would hear another diss to De La on Watch Your Mouth. De La would do interviews with like Complex and like Source Magazine shouting Pac out. But Tupac took offense to a lot of things that a lot of the East Coast rappers was doing because Tupac was from the East Coast and he grew up admiring a lot of their work. You know, he was a teenager when he was with Digital Underground. So, he was in the dashikis and, and African art and stuff like that. So, he loved Tribe Called Quest. He loved De La Soul. He loved the native tongue. That was a movement of, socially conscious East Coast rappers at the time coming out of New York City. And if you think about it, Tupac felt shunned a couple times. I heard stories about, him rapping in front of Q-Tip, and Fife from Tribe Called Quest. And they was like in a cypher, and they was kind of like sniggling behind his back. because it wasn't that type of hip-hop that they were used to. Tupac got offended by that, and him and Q-Tip was never cool after that. It was cordial, but never cool. De La would also say they met Tupac's sister, and she relayed the message that Tupac loved them guys, and he felt a certain kind of way. He thought they dissed him, and that's why he went so hard at them. You know, De La would say they didn't mean to diss Pac. They wasn't talking about Tupac. Tupac just took it that way. But the video, I don't know, y'all. The video, you can pretty much judge for yourself who they were talking about and why they were talking about Tupac. Tupac said it best. De La got a problem with this hard shit ever since me, myself, and I, y'all been garbage. They had a problem with hard hip-hop. Had a problem with that hard shit. Ever since me, myself, and I, y'all been garbage. Damn. Yo, what he said, he said, all these old rappers trying to advance, it's all over now and take it like a man. Niggas looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick. Look at De La Soul. The nigga from De La Soul, tooth was missing and shit. He had got pudgy. So, you know, Pac was personally attacking them niggas, telling them eat a fat dick. But they fuck with Pac first. I must admit, they definitely fuck with Tupac first. On a couple of them albums, it's a lot of subliminal disses about guys with tattoos and bald heads and people getting shot. And brothers gotta realize the streets is real. All this was after Tupac got shot at Quad Studio. So, you know, at the time, I guess De La thought they was doing the right thing for the culture. Because, like I say, De La was socially conscious. And, you know, their music was alternative music from gangster rap. You know, to show kids there's a balance out here in life. Yes, you do have gangsters. But yes, you do have ordinary people too. So their music was trying to convey a message that, you know, that gangster rap or, you know, materialism was poisoning our community. And that's a good message. But they just fuck with the wrong person with Tupac. You know, Tretch would later go on and beat one of the members of De La Soul up on stage. Pasta News. And because he said some slick shit about Naughty by Nature. But he later on would say he wasn't talking about Naughty by Nature. So maybe the message is clear. Maybe brothers need to watch their mouth. Because if you don't mean it, or you didn't mean it to sound that way, then just don't say it. That's simple. But tell me what you guys think. Was De La Soul really talking about Tupac on Ego Trip? I'm the greatest MC in the world. They were screaming that shit. With the dude dancing around in the hot tub with the model, smoking a cigar with the gold chain and all that shit. Was that supposed to be Tupac with the old Mercedes pulling up in front of the mansion? Or was that a BMW? You gotta go back and look at it. The rented mansion in the beginning and all that shit. What was they dissing Pac or not? And was Tupac right for blasting them niggas? Was he right? Or should Pac have just, nah, they ain't talking about me, let it ride? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Please share my video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is my new upstart Tupac YouTube channel, Machiavelli Media. Be a part of the movement. Thanks for showing love. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm your homie Gab, and I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.
Machiavelli in this, Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot.